Okay, Rick here, back with part 2 of the rear valve cover replacement, gasket replacement on a 1995 Buick Riviera supercharged. So what I ended up having to do was I had to get rid of most of the hoses that were in the way. I had to disconnect the reservoir tank for the power steering pump, remove it from its bracket over here. I took the line off and just held it up. I got a little bit of drainage, but not too bad. I just threw an oil catch pan up underneath the car before I did it, and it seems like most of it dripped down into there. So after that, I took the harness off of the wall up here. I just removed the cover so I could make sure I wasn't yanking any wires when I grabbed it. But pulled everything up out of the way, and then I ran into one little problem. There was a bracket down here, and it was keeping me from being able to pull the valve cover off. So after looking down here at these bolts down in between these injectors, I didn't feel like removing the injectors, so I took an easy out. I took a pair of vice grips and I just locked them onto the end of that bracket, and I just bent it up about probably about an inch. It won't hurt nothing, won't affect nothing. Nothing screws into it, just a couple of clips that harness to it. So anyways, once I had that out of the way, I was able to reach down in there and lift it straight off and pull it out from the left. So I didn't have to disconnect any wires except for the little harnesses that are up here for the alternator and for the injector pulses. So now the new one's back on there. I've got the new gasket in there. I'll show you what it looked like with it off. Actually set down in there pretty easy once I got all that stuff out of the way. So I got a little bit of buildup on the lifters there, but all the rods look intact. None of the rockers are loose. Everything looks good. It looks like an engine with 36,000 miles on it, but it's actually got 65. All right, so next thing I'm gonna do is put that on there. You can see the new gasket. When I pulled it out, there was a lot of gunk down in the crack there. I scraped it all out and got it all cleaned out of there before I put the new one in there. If you can, make sure you get a kit that comes with new grommets. It looks like the grommets are what creates the seal around the bolts themselves. They spread out once the bolts lock down in there, and looks like I might have had some leaks coming from one of the grommets. Anyhow,